If you have a 911 turbo, especially if it's the 997 generation or even the 996 generation, some of the first mods you'll want to do to these cars are actually really simple and affordable. Not only that, you can do them at home yourself with limited tools. A great place to start is in the engine bay, and it's simply upgrading the flow. Not only upgrading the flow, but making the flow more efficient and colder. As we all know that colder air equals more dense air equals more power, especially on these turbo engines. There's a lot of potential left behind in these cars from the factory. Not only do these parts perform really well, but they also look fantastic. And like I said, you can do them at home. I will say chances are your 997 turbo is probably in a lot better or more put together condition than mine is. I'm not a professional mechanic by any means, and I was able to install these parts easily here at home. You can too. Let's get started. Let's get these things unboxed, get them in the car, and make some more power. Got some serious upgrades for 997 today. That's not even half of them. Massive upgrades for the 997 Turbo today. This is actually the first time that I'm going to be upgrading this car, pretty much. I installed the numeric shifter, but it came with the car, so I'm going to be improving airflow, which is going to be improving power. I know it sounds kind of backwards because I'm improving power before I can even drive the car on the street. But there's a couple reasons. Some of these mods are actually necessary because those parts are missing or broken on the car currently, so they need to be replaced anyway. If I'm going to replace something, I'm going to upgrade it. That's how that works. And the parts that I'm upgrading today, well, they're awesome. Obviously, you guys know what intercoolers look like. This is an upgraded intercooler kit from AWE. And this kit comes with everything you need, including upgraded silicone boots, clamps, plus, there's no more plastic end tanks or points of failure. And it goes without saying, these will obviously cool better than OEM. My car came with GT2 intercoolers, which is an upgrade over stock, obviously, but mine are broken. So this is a great upgrade. Not only does it upgrade the intercoolers with better cooling capacity, it makes them more reliable because there's no more plastic end tanks, but it's also going to fix the fact that, well, one of mine's broken. It's also going to make the engine bay look a little nicer because it's going to replace those worn out old hoses with mismatching clamps. If you guys weren't aware, this car had GT2 or has GT2 intercoolers on them. They were on there when I bought the car. They're a nice upgrade over stock. A lot of guys run these, but the problem is, since the car was crashed on the passenger side and the end tanks on the stock GT2 intercoolers are plastic, well, it broke. One of the mounting bosses broke off, which leaves a massive hole in the intercooler. Now what I did in the interim is JB welded. And while the JB weld did work and has been holding and is just fine, it's not a permanent solution, and if I can upgrade something to something I know that's going to last, I might as well do it. So, hence the AWE intercoolers. We're going to be upgrading other airflow related parts also in this video, but first, I'm going to start with the intercoolers. And I'll be starting with pulling the old ones off, because you have to reuse some of these parts. If you're wondering, yes, AWE intercoolers are relatively pretty darn easy to install, and they come with excellent instructions as well. So if you're interested in this shirt, I have a few variants of it on the website, boostedapexdesigns.com. There's a whole bunch of other Porsche stuff on there too. A shirt like this is 25 bucks.
Installing the AWE intercoolers does require a little trimming of the plastic shrouds, which is common with really any intercooler upgrade on 996s or 7s. There's a little lip here I had to get rid of so that the plastic shrouds sit flush against the intercooler and get a nice seal. So I used a cutoff wheel to get most of that off, and then I came back with a flat disc and just got them a little smoother and looking a little nicer. For comparison's sake, when I first bolted these up to the new intercoolers, I realized there was a big gap between the shrouds and the intercoolers themselves, which obviously isn't going to be efficient. So after this trimming, I can say with confidence they fit nearly perfectly like OEM.
Does everybody know what time it is?
You guys got to check out this tool. I've never seen or used anything like it. It's a wall-mounted vacuum that has a built-in reel. And this thing is simple to install. Let me show you.
Hey, there it is. It's on the wall.
This is from Giraffe Tools. They make the wall-mounted pressure washers as well. So this thing comes with everything you need to mount it on the wall. Has a long auto retracting reel, all the accessories that also mount on the wall. It's really handy. Plus it's got a 30-foot hose, wireless remote, and it can be used wet or dry. Plus it has plenty of vacuum strength.
Yeah, I can tell already that fits way better. That is so nice fitting now. It was not that nice fitting before with the GT2 intercoolers before I trimmed it. I'm super happy with that. Now, since this is generally old plastic, I just want to add a couple zip ties just to be sure, just here and there on both sides. Man, that fits so good, guys. Super solid, as you can tell.
Another bonus of these AWE intercoolers are the way they mount. They use screws instead of those stupid little retaining clips and washers. I hate those things. This is so much easier to mount and unmount.
One side complete, put together. Dude, the way that fits is so freaking nice. What a freaking perfect fit. That is the driver's side completely done. Fitment and quality and everything of just all the pieces included in this. This is such a nice kit. I just have to do it all on the other side.
If you guys weren't already sold yet, look at these things compared to the GT2 intercoolers. These things are beefy. No plastic end tanks to fail. They're thick. And again, this is compared to a GT2 intercooler, not even the stock turbo intercoolers. Huge upgrade.
Guys, I could not be more pleased with how those fit, with how those look. Granted, I can't tell performance because I never really drove this car hard to begin with because I've hardly driven it at all. But I'm confident these are a nice upgrade over the GT2 intercoolers, and I'm certain a gigantic upgrade over the stock intercoolers. Now, speaking of GT2 intercoolers, if anyone wants to buy these from me, let me know. I'll sell them uber cheap because obviously it does have that hole in the one side. I mean, it's fixed, but there is still a hole. Someone who's good with plastic welding could probably fix that and make it look as if it almost never happened. I've got the hoses, clamps, and everything. They seem to be in just fine condition. I'll clean them up. Somebody shoot me an offer. I'll get them out of here. Clearly, I'm not gonna use them. But like I said, there's some other airflow upgrades that this car needs, and it's, well, it's missing a whole lot back here. It's missing the lid to the air box. The old filter that came with the car is, well, super old. I don't know if this is K&N or what it is. I'm sure it could be clean because it's, you know, aftermarket, and I may end up using it in the future, but right now it is freaking filthy. And it's a shame. I have a nice painted engine bay. I've got a nice painted Y pipe. I've got a new coolant tank. Like, generally back here, once I'm able to degrease this engine, it's gonna look really nice, but what's holding me back is that horrendous stock airbox. We're gonna go fix that. Yes, only the best of the best from Rennline for this car. This is their carbon fiber intake. Man, this thing looks amazing. I can't wait to get it installed. Comes with colored instructions. Like, what more do you want? Rennline just makes the best stuff. I've got a link below. Check it out. You won't be disappointed in anything that they sell, I assure you. I've used tons of their stuff. It's all grade A. Now, clearly the first thing I need to do is get this old airbox out of here. What's left of it, at least. Now, generally with this car, like, the Y pipe isn't a pain to get out. It's the fact that it has the IPD intake plenum, a different silicone boot coupler, everything's bigger. It's just a lot tighter in there to get this thing in and out. Oh, I didn't realize this. This thing's actually broken too. Did I mention how badly I miss having space in my garage to work on things? Now, just for this project, I went out and got some mass airflow cleaner, so this is probably a good time to use it. These mats have been sitting for years. Obviously, for the final touch and the best touch, this is what's really going to bring it all together. Look at this. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Sheesh, look at that freaking engine bay now. Good enough. I have not started this thing for a bit, so let's just make sure it still fires up, and I want to hear this new intake, make sure there aren't any problems with the intercoolers, etc. Let's go. Oh yeah, fires right up. Oh, sounds absolutely perfect. I won't know what it sounds like with some load on it until I get a couple more parts installed and get it on the road and driving it again. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to shove a GoPro or a mic or something in the back to capture the intake noises, because I'm told there's some pretty cool intake noises. I love this car. Now that I've added more power to the car, I should probably make it a little more roadworthy. I think next up is installing the entire interior.